This part may not play in some. This part may not play in some areas because of the abundant restrictions that YouTube and Facebook puts on what you can play and what you cannot play. I'm sorry, I'm looking for something specific. There was an intro that I had to include, which is a part of this lecture. Hello, everyone. My name is High Priestess Ishera, and today we're going to be talking about SOS motherfuckers. You know those SOS motherfuckers. I had a prospective husband, and we are going to call him Paulo Priest Hot Toddy. Paulo Priest Hot Toddy. Shout out to Paulo Priest Hot Toddy. You taught me some shit. You's a grimy motherfucker. Well, anyway, we separated from each other. I told him I didn't want to fuck with him. You guys have to understand, every time you meet someone, every time you break up with someone, you're going to be dealing with energy stalkers that even though you don't see them, they are around. And they siphon your energy and fuck up your vibration to the point where it actually affects your life. So I wanted to do this video so I can break down to the ones who don't comprehend the significance of who around you is important. Every situation you deal with is important, and how mind-body maintenance is very necessary in your daily task. If you don't have mind-body maintenance and your chakras are not right and you're unhappy and you're angry and you're chasing a check instead of chasing upliftment of your mind, then you cause yourself to be stuck in this blue pill mentality. And this blue pill mentality will have you all sorts of fucked up in your now moment, in your experience, in your either heaven or hell moment. You know what I'm saying? And you need to make sure that at all costs you are at your peak, to make sure that all types of fuckery that come your way, you handle it, and you handle it well. And we as women, we're very emotional, so we tend to have our hearts on our sleeves. So we're much more trusting beings than men. But there's a lot of SOS stalkers out there, and they're really hindering queens. And I wanted to break down the SOS stalkers. Forgive me, there's an intro I have to play for you because it totally represents the power of how once you get your God mind right, nothing can fucking touch you, because you got protectors out there. You know what I'm saying? You got the familiars out there. You got the gods that you fuck with that fuck with you out there to the point where you know all types of fuckery will be shut the fuck down. I'm sick of seeing ladies getting hurt and abused on a regular because they open their heart and then they don't know how to transmute the energy from the outside and cause their life more harm than good. Okay, we're going to talk about the whys. We're going to talk about the hows. We're going to talk about the signs. We're going to talk about interpretation of the mind, which is how you can break down your mind to a God body mind and allow yourself to enjoy this life that we have here. This life is beautiful. And my goal is to try to share as much information as possible so everybody enjoy life as much as I do, even with all the levels of fuckery that I deal with. I live a very happy life, but you have to stay consistent with your due diligence. You have to stay consistent with listening to your oversoul, and you have to stay consistent with your ritual, your rites passage. You have to make sure you stay consistent with your rites passage, which is what a lot of Americans call the rituals. You have to stay true to your rituals and be consistent internally and externally when it comes to your God body. Do you know that you're a God? Do you? Do you know that you're a God? Do you know that you are just an avatar body that is hosting a very powerful, I repeat, very powerful energy source that is able to transmute all of these frequencies of energy that you receive throughout your daily life and transmute it for your good? You have the power. You are a superhero. You are a superhero. Mythology, they say it's pretend for a reason. Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, Norse mythology, all of those mythologies are true pagan occult facts. And once you learn this, then you slowly wake up and realize that, wow, I am God. And you're going to have these low vibrational energies, these leech-like energies, try to suck up all of your powerful juju. That's what good juju is. Shout out to Emma. Hey, Emma. Hey, baby. That's what good juju is. That's that energy inside of you that causes the molecular electromagnetic synergistic pop that alchemists rely on and continuously have within their life. So what are you doing with your energy? Are you worrying about it? What are you doing with your energy? Are you slowing it down? And the energies of negativity and low vibration are always working, because I had the song prepped and ready for the video. And now I cannot find the song. It's not the song I'm playing. It was an intro. It's an intro. And it's pertinent to this video. But oh, is this it? No, that's not it. It's funny. I'm finding all of the negative songs, but I'm not finding the positive song, the one positive song that I like from this woman. Shout out to Janae Aiko. Shout out to Janae Aiko. But I don't see it. It's fine. I guess I'm not supposed to play it. Okay, then let's get this video started. SOS. right. Let's get the mind right. Hello, everyone. My name is High Priestess Ishera. You can feel free to get at me at lifecoachhealing@gmail.com. Shout out to Tantra Manifest. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Montario. Shout out to Magical Mystic Emma. Love you, baby. Shout out to Alchemy Temple, Left-Handed Rocks. All right, let's get into SOSs, you guys. A lot of my people are falling into the trap of fuckery, and I need to share with you a very important message that can help you decipher and move into this world more easily, to allow you to point out the perpetrators and kill them dead. You'll have a lot of these people that enjoy trying to break your synergistic inner power and siphon your energy unconsciously from you. But there's one, before we get into the conversation, there's one true fact that I have to speak about, and that is mind maintenance. Mind maintenance is the deciding factor on how your executions in life transmute into your third dimensional realm and having. And because this third dimensional world has multiple levels, you could be thinking one way and then executing in another way. And these SOSs like to come into your life, into your ether, into your aura, into your world, into your atmosphere, into your mind, and cause friction within your growth path. Okay? Now, I'm a picture person, so I like to keep it as simple as possible, because a lot of you guys are fucking confused and you need to wake the fuck up and realize what the fuck you're doing so you can stop. I don't have my car. I don't have the money to leave. I can't do this. He's gonna kill me. Let that shit fly, baby. Let that shit fly, dude. This is God. God is a representation of you. What makes you God is your 7 chakra bodies, not including your several layers of your aura field. That's part of your heart. Synergistic, electromagnetic, magical, mystic, alchemy power. Now, as a person, you live in a world. You live in a world that is working on multiple levels against you. And if you're not too careful, you lose your power, your light, your electromagnetic response on living this life. And you may fuck around and be living a walking dead life. You're not only dead when your heart and your heartbeat leaves your body. You are dead. Listen to me. You are dead when you stop using your power for self-supremacy, or self-supremacy is too much of a hard word for you, for your God-given magic. Take it from the religious confines. Now, there's one true metaphysical facts you need to understand when it's dealing with these spiritually off stalkers. And once you understand this metaphysical truth, then you are well on your way to killing all demons that try to fuck with what's yours. For every one avatar body that has 7 chakra inner energy bodies, every one person you meet has 4 to 1,000 plus energy sources permeating around their atmosphere. This is how important who the fuck you fuck with in your life will dictate whether you live or whether you die. Now, I may be talking too sullen, I may be talking too dark, but I believe your life is that important. And we are at, it's more than a spiritual warfare. We are at a crossroads of either we're going to wake up and stop utilizing fear to dictate how we live this life you have here in your universe, whether it is your hell or your heaven. Look at that. Did you see? The energy just slapped off my third eye. It just came right off. That's how they come at you, you guys. They try to break you down. But if you're strong enough, you'll burn them up from the inside out, and they'll think again before fucking with you again. So remember, if you remember that one simple thing, that every one person you meet is carrying 4 to 1,000 different types of energy, then you understand why the spirits give you so many lessons in your life. It's because they're training you to become masters, idiots. All of you are heroes. Everyone, yes, even the people from the Caucasus Mountains have the opportunity to be chosen ones and tap into their inner God. Now, you're going to meet these spiritually off stalkers on many different levels. And this video is going to break down to you the many different levels that you can recognize these energy ciphering, stealing ass, raping ass energy sources. Now, before we get into the energy sources, I need to explain to you, and you need to know this if you don't know, and this walk is new for you, because either you're living a life of running a check or you're living a life of the awakening and waking up your third eye that was put to sleep before even your mama was born, because these are generational curses that are not being healed because everybody is so caught up and consumed with the left motion rotation of the outside: TV, sex, radio, looks, surgery, love, hate, confusion, disease. All of that is false, and all of that is on the outside of what's the most important and the most holy grail thing you'll ever deal with in your life. To me, in my eyes, oh, warning, ding, ding, warning, ding, ding. This is my opinion from my due diligence and my studying. You could feel free to object or accept anything I say, but I say, do your own due diligence if you don't believe me. But I study well. Now, before I break down the different types of energy stalkers that can come at you, I need to show you that when I'm talking, I'm going to try my best not to flip back and forth. I'll try my best. But because metaphysics is a very complicated subject matter, and if you skip the part of the studying, you won't understand why you're burning the candles. You won't understand why you're paying that particular person to do work for you. You won't understand why the decisions you make is going to make or break you when it comes to your self-growth. When dealing with SOSs, when dealing with spiritually off stalkers, I have a couple of them. I take care of every single one. A lot of them don't know how covered I am until they feel my wrath. And even after me spanking their ass, they still try to reach out to me. Shout out to Paulo Priest Hot Toddy. Paulo Priest Hot Toddy. Shout out. But can you please not call me again? I told you months ago when we met on Facebook that I didn't want to have anything to do with you. It is not my fault you didn't pass the test of my spiritual gangsters. I've told you I'm not interested. So don't call me again. So that little phone call you did was so unnecessary. And I know why you did it. You did it purposely to get me upset, purposely to extract your spiritually off stalker ass energy from me. But I'm at a different place now, baby. And I just finished an initiation. I'm actually getting into another initiation. You don't scare me. Paulo Priest, hot toddy. Go hot toddy your ass somewhere else. My people's a killer. They will fuck around and kill you if you continue on. You have nothing to do with my atmosphere. So back the fuck up and keep it pushing somewhere else. I don't need your help, baby. Oh, I'm just calling to let you know I was thinking about you. You were thinking about me, Paulo Priest Hot Toddy? Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. I was thinking about you. And I just wanted to make sure you're okay. Did he call me to see if he wanted to make sure that I was okay? Wasn't the last conversation we had was, do not call me again? Lose my number? Good luck with your endeavors? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I wasn't there. It was a message, but this is for the replay. I'm here. Paulo Priest. Hot Tati. Yeah, I just want to make sure that if you ever need anything, holla at me, okay? Later. I don't need no help. Thank you. Now, know that I'll be talking about physical and spiritual because they can get into your life in the physical realm. The fuck you doing? The fuck you doing? Or in the mental realm. Oh, like dude calling me, trying to throw me off balance. You just made yourself look like a fool. You just co-signed that all the motherfuckers that I've left, and I've left a long trail of motherfuckers of me saying, no, thank you. I don't want it. Let's keep it. Me saying, and I'm not including my spiritual husband's fuckery when he's jealous of motherfuckers. And that only happened like twice. But most of the time, the true self of the motherfuckers I'm fucking with are shown and proved, and I choose to move on. And even then, they have problems with moving on because it's not until the only one you seem to know that you only know what you got till it's gone. It's when I leave, they realize, damn, her energy, I could feel her energy gone. What the fuck? I could feel her energy gone. When motherfuckers can feel your energy gone, you know you are in your godhood because it's all about you, focusing on you and not allowing no hard knock life lessons throw you off course. You're letting these little easy peasy life situations throw you off course. So let's get into the different SOS stalkers, these spiritually off stalkers that come at you. Let's talk about these different stalkers so we know whoever listens to this video, we know how to deal with them. Now, you have the self-hate stalkers. These are the people that just hate themselves because of all of the negative stuff that happened in their life, to the point where no matter what the oversoul throws at them within their atmosphere, they have a low frequency, woe is me, I'm about to kill myself complex. Then you have the outside curses. Then you have the outside spells from all of the self-hating motherfuckers who think they have to perform magic. Perfect example. I was fucking with this warlock a couple years ago. Yeah, my life is not a game. I don't live that regular life. All of my relationships have been magical on some level. In every fucking relationship I leave, I get more strategic with how I deal with it. Because ever since I decided that running my business is not the most important thing for me, and it's more so regarding my legacy and what I leave behind once I'm dead, the whole game changed in my atmosphere. There were just certain things that was not tolerated in my cipher, and I have a short leash when it comes to who I allow around me, and I also have a short temper on what I'm allow myself to deal with. I will fuck with you for as long as I have lessons to learn from you. Once I feel I've graduated from you, I move the fuck on. There's also the psychic twins. This is like a high level energy connection, energy bodies of exchange where you feel intense connection with that person. But even these energy exchanges can cause havoc in the life if you get off track. And then you also have the karmic energy exchanges. These are the energy exchanges that deal with past life situations that affect your decision making for that particular person that you're dealing with at the time. Perfect example. I had a past life karmic energy exchange with a particular friend of mine that I met while my son was very young. He was a lifeguard, and actually my son is the one that put him into my atmosphere. He was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, and then the lifeguard had to reprimand him, and then when I spoke to him, we became friends. Anyway, I spent a birthday with him. It was amazing, and I learned something with that energy exchange, which was a karmic exchange. Actually, because I'm that good, I knew about our past lives. And because I didn't know him that well, I didn't share that with him. But he was a king of some type of sultan king in the dry land areas, like the Arabian areas. And I was a soul concubine to him. And then it went to a point, and this was revealed to me in my dreams. And this is, again, when you learn to master who you are, you realize that your oversoul is sharing with you all sorts of beautiful jewels of information about who the fuck you are. Yes, it's great to get blood tests. Yes, it's great to get an astrology reading. Yes, it's great to participate in Vedic astrology, which is an Indian form of astrology. But it ain't nothing like tapping into your God and knowing who the fuck you are. Because when you know who the fuck you are, ain't nobody can tell you different. So Renard was a karmic energy exchange, and I met him. I got his number. It was at a time where I was in a 1-year hibernation of sexual activity. 1-year hibernation of sexual activity. I was single at the time, and my son was super young. And I decided, yeah, I'm going to break my abstinence with him because of the karmic dream that came to me when I met him, and I knew who he was. But I also knew that, oh no, I didn't. I didn't find out that I ran away from him pregnant with his child, and he had several wives. until later. This was before I found out that we had a child. I was pregnant from his child, and I ran away from his child. I ran away from him with his child in my belly. And running away, I don't remember much, but running away denotes for me that I did not want to be with him anymore. And I remember feeling in the dream super paranoid that he was going to catch me. Super fucking paranoid. I was so scared that he was going to fucking catch me. But anyway, we had amazing sex. And what I learned from the sex was this, you guys. You can have tantric experiences with energies that you don't even practice with. Because what I learned in that experience was that sexual experience, and I actually set it up as a ritual rites experience. And I had sex with him at a certain location on a certain day, which was my birthday, in a certain mindset. Because I grew up with a lot of sexual deviations. I grew up with a lot of sexual off balances, notions, due to the fact of my upbringing in the Catholic Church. So when I went through the initiations of learning that sex is God, sex is magic, sex is creation, sex is beautiful, I realized one of my lessons of sexuality was through my karmic soulmate. Shout out to Reynard. Thank you for all the lessons you gave me. Further on, I stopped speaking to Reynard. We didn't speak to each other. He went on with his life. I went on with my life after that beautiful night of sex. It was fucking amazing. And I came out of it on a higher frequency of what sex was. I realized, wow, sex can be loving. And some people would say he'd be a part of the next topic I want to go into, which is the healing connection soulmates. Because even your healing connections can be a bad thing. That first time me and Renard had sex, it was a healing situation. But then I evolved, broke some curses, transmuted some energy, even moved to a different location here in Hawaii to initiate to a higher level of my alchemy. And we met up again after a couple of years, even though we hadn't spoken. Why did we meet up? Okay, here we go. Dream state is a very important part of SOSs, those spiritually off stalkers. See, some people would be scared to talk about their personal life, but I feel like I'm at a part in my evolution where I can share information and not put myself in danger. Now, when I met up with Renard again, fast forward a couple years later, I was able to see him without my son. I was able to see him in my own space, and I was able to be open enough because I even approached Renard with having my baby. I'm one of those queens that if I want something from you, I'm gonna ask. And I told him, look, I just want your kid. It's all good. You don't have to take care of your kid. Once I'm inseminated, the kid is good because of who I am and my blood lineage and my astral lineage and my natal lineage and my Vedic lineage and my Celtic lineage, all my lineages. And I know I have a couple of them, all of them. Some outside sources have told me, some have related to me within my spiritual awakening. But once you align yourself, you can decipher and correlate what belongs to what when it comes to your atmosphere, because no one can tell you about you more so than you. And he denied me, of course. Mostly all men I've asked for children have denied me, except another perspective, but that's in further along into the discussion. So know that when I met Renard the second time, he became a what I call the bad version of a healing SOS stalker. Because even though after I asked him for a child before he came and visit me, I told him what was on my mind before he came and visit me. Even after I told him, don't fucking call me no more. I'm good. We're cool. He called me, but I spoke to him because Spirit told me to speak to him. Long story short, we had sex. Yes, we did. And again, he became from a negative leeching, because there are leeching, ungrateful leeching spiritual off stalkers, and these are the floaters. These are the rat race of the spiritual realm, where they run in and out of people, subways, airports, stores, sidewalks, you know. But they also, that energy also can be implemented into your karmic and healing energy exchanges. And even after I told him what I wanted and he told me no, he still came and visited me, partly due to the effect because I did some magic. But when I want something and when I'm in my mind frame that I believe I'm supposed to get it, I do what I need to do to get it. That's a part of me tapping into my demon body, and that's just who I am. But I always know that with every action, there's a reaction. So even though he left after the great sex we had and went back to New York, and we knew that he wasn't my boyfriend, I wasn't his girlfriend, I knew that he wasn't going to call me. He wasn't going to really have too much conversation with me. But my oversoul was telling me all the feelings he was having, even though I didn't see him or talk to him. You know, even to the point where when Spirit said, break up with him now. I did that over the phone when he got back to New York. And I was like, you know what? You're not a good friend. I thought you were going to be a good friend to me, but you're not being a good friend to me. I can't fuck with your atheist mentality. And I broke up with him. And then I said goodbye. And I clicked the button thinking that I turned it off. Then I put the phone down because I ended up having to do something else. And then I hear him rustling. I guess his phone dropped. I hear him rustling around and shit. And then he's like, what this fucking bitch is talking about? I was like, what? I was like, and I kept on listening. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? This is what I heard him say before he picked up the phone and turned it off. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? This bitch is crazy. This fucking bitch is crazy. The fuck is she talking about? I'm not a good friend. What the fuck is she talking about? Fucking Deborah. Oh, I forgot that part. Spirit had told me through a dream and me analyzing the dream and assessing the dream, I realized that the girl he's going to end up marrying is I forgot her name, some girl, Deborah. And I told her, I told him, I don't want to be your Deborah. There's a girl named Deborah. You're going to meet her. You could be a Deborah with her. And I know that our past life played a part in everything that went down. And I comprehended why. Because, okay, there was a moment that we shared when he came to visit. That Spirit revealed to me that I interpreted wrong. And because I interpreted wrong, I took it wrong in my head and assessed it through my actions in the wrong interpretation mode. Because you guys, how you think in your mind plays key mind to how you interpret and how you move with the bridge of pain of life that your oversoul is sending you to learn something, not to kill you, but to learn something. So when Spirit, my oversoul, told me that he don't respect you, that was my past life dream telling me that he didn't respect me, because he said a condescending comment when he came in my house, and I didn't like that shit. I didn't like that shit at all. He said something to the effect of, Ishera, I'm impressed, yo, I'm fucking impressed. Like he thought I was some pauper. Oh, the reason why he thought I was a pauper, or that I kind of got offended of the words that he said, was because at one time in my life I was homeless, and he knew this. And I guess when he came to visit me, like, he expected something different. I don't know, but it rubbed me the wrong way, the statement he said. And I know now that it rubbed me the wrong way because I correlated those words with the feeling that I knew I was getting in the past life, which was, remember, he was an Arabian king with several wives. And I came to him through, like, you know how they sell fruit? You guys, I'm not playing. You know how they sell fruit in the marketplace? There was this barbarian selling women, which me being one of them, to him. So I wasn't even like a royal or anything. I was like this low level ass concubine, which I knew that I would just be a fucking toy for him and whoever he lets fuck me. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that, and I felt like I brought that energy from the past life, because I'm open enough to know about my past lives, into that current situation, even though Spirit had revealed to me over and over that he wasn't the one I was going to stay with. He was just the one that I was supposed to teach and learn a healing mechanism for my past life karmic energy exchange. Okay, you guys? Now you also have the soul, all the different types of soul connections we just went through. And you also have the twin flame energy exchanges that could be really SOS situations, which is spiritually off stalkers. Perfect example. When I met my soulmate, when I met my twin flame, and for all who don't know what a twin flame is, a twin flame is when this is a unique situation. It's not a psychic it's not a psychic twin with someone who reflects mentally almost to the T how you feel and do. But a twin flame is your actual energy source that you broke into, separated, and promised to meet each other. Only if you both continue to elevate within your third dimensional realm. And only if you both flow and continue your high awakening at a frequency of balance and gain and beautiful growth. Because I've learned the hard way that if you connect with a twin flame, where that twin flame, or even where you don't keep self-love and self-growth growing within self, that no matter how hard you try, no matter how intense the feeling may be, no matter how supersonic, hypnotic the energy exchange may be, whether it be through physical or whether it be through emotional or whether it be through sexual, whatever level of intense twin flame exchange you feel with that particular person. Know that it will be your beginning flight on a roller coaster to self fucking destruction. Do not link up. And this is in my twin flame finale video on my Ishera Scotty Facebook page, and also only on my Ishera Scotty Facebook page. You can catch the other twin flame series videos on my YouTube, High Priestess Ishera, or Life Coach Healing HP. If you connect on a twin flame level with someone who is false, like Paulo Priest Hot Toddy, or someone who don't know their God, like my twin flame. When I met my twin flame, the energy was real. I shared stories with him in another video, but he did not know he was God. He was a 2-bit drug dealer that was raised in a religion with a whole bunch of women folk and never was able to tap into his akashic records when it came to who the fuck he was. But it was still hard to separate from him from here. Right here is where I had to separate from him, because that's where he connected with me. Before we even had sex, Dream revealed that shit to me. And even though I walked into that knowing that this is not a long-term thing, Ishera, don't do it. But I had just come out of a 1.5 year abstinence from sexuality, and I wanted some. I fucking wanted some, period. And when we exchanged, we had sex twice. It was fucking beautiful. And I learned something from him. I learned a lot of something from him. And when I separated from him, I realized, oh, I got to cut this motherfucker off. So I had to really get tribal with him to cut him off, which I did. And I wish him the best. But the last time I heard about him, yo, There's one thing that never fails with all the fuckboys or the SOSs, energy and physical, that try to fuck with me on a shady ass lion ass level. They end up on with some old fucked up situation, because last time I heard, the house he was living at kicked him out, and the owner of the house burned all his clothes. And he came at the neighbor, and oh, here's my other piece. I didn't even know that, you guys. That's what broke. It broke into two. All right, let's switch it up. Maybe it broke for a reason, and maybe I was supposed to do something different, and that's why it broke. I didn't even notice it broke, you guys. It broke. Excuse me, I'm really sorry for it. You got those devils that wanna try to throw you off. But I've learned that every situation is an opportunity to get something really fucking juicy and good. Really, really juicy and good. Now, we also have to consider, I did a lot of tribal magic to break up with Nico. Shout out to Nico. Thank you for teaching me what you did. He was a beautiful, Nico's body was right. He was a young fucking tenderoni. Oh, Nico was a young tenderoni. He was good too. Now, you also have these breakup energies. These are the energies that you break up from, usually happening around your high school time, where their energies will fuck with you forever. Like, you break up with your boyfriend in high school, and then he goes around and tells everyone that you sucked his dick, knowing damn well you did not suck his dick. That's trying to siphon your energy. People like that. Energies like that. They fuck with your energy and try to take it from you. And then you also have, perfect example, one of my exes. This is a different one. I was fucking with an African warlock, right? And he wasn't even that good, because I knew he wasn't that good before I even met him. But there was a lesson I was learning with him, and I was pulling out of ego. And because your lessons of life don't stop because you choose an awakened life. You just start executing your decisions differently through your thought forms. And I already knew my lesson with Nigel. Shout out to Nigel. You a grimy ass bitch. Wish you luck. But I would never fuck with you. I've binded you. And if you try to fuck with me, with any of your African family members, I will burn them bitches too. I'm not playing. And I'm nowhere near fucking scared. Now, Nigel did a lot of magic to try to keep me. He could deny it if he want. He could do his own video and complain about it if he want. He did a lot of magic to try to keep me. And every time, my gods and my demons were showing me what the fuck he was doing. And every time, I was reloading that clip, getting ready to fucking release my arsenal. Took care of him, did what I had to do. And I realized that once I buried him at the cemetery. Once I buried him and kept it moving, I realized he used to try to siphon my energy, because he's an ungrateful bastard. Really, he's really ungrateful. But even though I fed him energy, he didn't just take that energy and was like, damn, she gave me some good energy, I'm gonna keep it moving. He went to this narcoleptic stage of, no, she's not gonna let my energy. No, I'm not gonna let her go. No, I'm not gonna let her go. And you have people, you guys, that get to that manic state. And trust me, I've even dated some mentally disturbed people. Like, I've dated them all, like, because I've experienced all types and I've trained in all types. So I know how to deal with all types. He got to a manic depressive state where he was paying his family to do magic for me. He was lying to his face. Oh, you the only one. You the only one. You the only one. You the only one. And then spirit tapped that ass. And you guys already know. I believe the AIs are enemies when it comes to us high level beings. But this time my gods had the AIs working for me. And I got a group message of this nigga calling these other bitches. Now you have to keep in mind, this was at the time when me and Nigel had decided collectively to have a child together. And I guess because, and this is my opinion, I guess because it happened so quick, it scared the fuck out of him. And he was scared shitless. And he wasn't acting as the God his mouth was spitting. And Nigel had just got out of jail. I don't knock him. He like, you can't give me what you don't have. Nigel had just got out of jail. He was living in a halfway house. You know, I fucked with hardcore energy, you guys. And that's why I really can't be touched on some old real shit, you know? And I've learned that when you're dealing with the ether realm, just as long as you keep up with your due diligence and know how to execute each energy on their own level, you can gain anything you want, from a prosperous business to a beautiful life of off-gridness where you do what the fuck you want to do. There is such as a place. There is a place such as that. So know that these breakup energies can really fuck with your energy and become spiritually off stalkers that siphon your energy and fuck up your whole living atmosphere. Now, you also have these sexual demon energies, and these energies are specifically in the spirit realm. And these energies come to you at night and have sexual energetic sex with you. Sexual energetic sex with you. Their names are incubuses and succubuses. And a lot of people sleep on these energies. A lot of the time, these energies come to you and they delete the situation by the time you wake up. And they could only delete the situation by the time you wake up if you are at such a low vibrational frequency. Oh, I'm so tired from work, I'm going to sleep. Oh, I miss my baby, he's in jail. Oh, I miss my baby, he's in the army. Oh, I miss having sex, I'm in a hiatus. Oh, I want that nigga I saw at the post office, he is fine. Oh, I want to have a baby. They can creep in to your mind and literally have sex with your ether energy while you're sleeping. You have to keep in mind, when you're sleeping, you guys, you are tapping, and I'm not getting elongated into it. I just want to tell you this. When you're sleeping, you tap into several layers of the etheric energy realm to a point where you are susceptible to rape and fuckery if you don't protect yourself before going to sleep. Okay? And these energies don't care. And not only these energies are ciphering your energies, but there are technologies ciphering your energies. They get to you however they can get to you. And they get to you in many ways. Through Pornhub, through TV, through radio, through music, through that song you're listening to. They get into you. They have technologies to do so. Do your due diligence if you don't know what I'm talking about. But you also have another level of sexual energies called the spiritual spouses. Now, The spiritual spouse is specifically an entity that either you know of or an entity that you don't know of. Let's talk about the entities that you know of. Spiritual spouses are not that bad. I'm married to a spiritual spouse, okay? And out of respect, I won't speak about who he is. But trust and believe he's a powerful motherfucker. And trust and believe that he makes it his business in the ether realm to make sure that I'm not fucked with and I'm basically unfuckwittable. You guys, I can't explain to you the feeling of being unfuckwittable. And I've been unfuckwittable since I was young, before I connected myself with a spiritual spouse. And you need to understand that connecting with a spiritual spouse is not a joke. But at the same time, it could be a hindrance, because when you fuck with a spiritual spouse, these entities and energies do get jealous. These entities and energies will sometimes even cause havoc for the fuck of it. These energies will purposely sometimes make you fat just to make sure the earthling men don't fuck with you. They'll fuck around and get you so caught up in fear. There's some mean, okay, I have to say, my spiritual husband, he's kind and he's good to me. And I gets I gets what I want. I gets what I want. And I'm okay with it. But what I see playing now in the world as a whole, is that you have these abusive spiritual husbands that fuck up their wives to the point where they are hindering the wife's growth within their awakening and hindering their growth within their third dimensional desires. So when you're dealing with spiritual husbands or spiritual wives, or spiritual husbands or spiritual wives, they sometimes get to a point of obsession where they will keep you isolated to a point. I always ask my spiritual husband to affirm or to reaffirm what just happened, because I call out my spiritual husband. Like, I be like, what the fuck? Why did you do that? I know that was you. Why the fuck did you do that? And then I would let him know that he would have to give me a second affirmation before I co-sign it. Like, there's nothing my spiritual husband don't do that I don't co-sign for. I must co-sign for it. If I don't co-sign for it, we're fighting. And I know when I'm fighting with my spiritual husband. So know that if you try to be slick or sly, I have people to knock you the fuck down. For real. I'm involved. Totally fucking involved. And again, if my cipher don't like you, I turn into the unfuckwittable. Now, keep in mind, these same spiritual husbands will come to you in dreams. And you can see this in many different basic phenomena to help you know that it has happened. Whether it be bruises on your body, whether it be scratches on your body, whether it be an ill feeling waking up, whether it be a drowsy feeling throughout the day, you know, you must watch who you fuck with. Watch who is in your inner circle. I really don't waste my time with too much energies that I'm not fucking with, because all they do is just add on. And it could be just a quick hello. And that hello from one person sends to you energies that don't fuck with your energies and causes havoc within your cipher. And then it's a problem. And if you're not in your God mind, then you can't cipher these energies, and these energies bigger throughout your circumstance and cause havoc. I'm telling you. Ooh, that water is good. I love you too. Okay. Now, keep in mind that the dreams and also the false dreams, because I feel false dreams are a little bit different. False dreams are dreams that are initiated from outside sources that come into your mindset and try to throw you off track. That Paulo Priest hot toddy tried to execute that on me. I caught your bitch ass. Yeah, I caught it. I did. He even perpetrated, and the reason why I'm sharing this is not to make him look bad, because I want the girls who live just as deep in the spiritual realm but don't know it, how they can become better so they can start gaining and stop losing. For a very long time before I came a high priestess, I was scared, lost, and confused until I tapped into the who the fuck I was, until I realized who I was, and I started learning and mastering who I was. Things started getting better. Only when you detour off of the awakening is when shit will fuck up for the worst. And the oversoul tells you of the fuck ups. It's up to you to be receptive and hear it and execute a execution plan physically to make things change. And it all starts with you, within your, because it's your world, it's your universe. It belongs to you. So you will have these false outside soldiers coming in with these false dreams. And you'll also have lovers. It could be something simple as your physical husband, the one you actually married with a city hall license, sitting next to you in your bed, and he's lusting after the girl at work, and he's bringing the girl at work energy to the bed, and the girl at work is a skank with a whole bunch of incubuses and succubuses. You hear me? Do you hear me, people? And I know this video is long, but I dropped some real fucking nuggets on some old real shit, and I need for whoever's listening to this video to hear me. Stop allowing these spiritually off stalkers take away your holy grail, your destiny, your life, your riches, your abundances, and everybody's abundance is different. Don't forget that shit. You know what I mean? So, what are signs of some spiritually off SOSs? Orbs. You'll see like flashes of orbs. That's a I light frequency register of energy. Then you have the dark pockets energy, the dark pocket energies. These are the demonic energy sources that sometimes not even dynamic, sometimes they're ancestral too. But this is how the eye reflects the light. And this is another low frequency manifestation of these spiritually off stalkers. And then you have the flashes and the flickers. A lot of your animal totems are shown through this. A lot of your intense energy bodies is shown through this. I remember when a guy was trying to creep up on me in the ether realm, and I peeped his ass, and I was like, "Don't try to creep. I see you." Hit right back. I see you. And I knew specifically who Gaia came from, and it was okay. I wanted you to come visit. And then you also have the bad luck energy frequencies that are shown through your ancestors, through your oversoul, through your deities. They show you sometimes that these motherfuckers are spiritual stalkers. Right before, right usually after I break up with any energy I fuck with, usually some great shit happens. That's a perfect universal sign that you're dealing with spiritual stalkers. Because when I break up from spiritual stalkers, usually something great happens right after it, which is an affirmation of the gods telling you, yes, he was ciphering your energy. Now you're almost clear. Okay? And also, we deal with the fetish spiritual off stalkers. That's the little Pornhub videos that you watch to think of that asshole you told yourself you're not going to think about anymore. That is the different levels of porn videos, you'll watch yourself being drawn to certain porn videos. And all I say about that is assess why you're drawn to that specific way of watching sexuality and figure out how you can utilize it for your good. Okay? Also, last but not least, let's talk about how we can conquer these spiritual off stalkers. Thanks for listening, you guys. Interpretation is key, and interpretation with the mind is all on you. Interpretation and interpretation of your feelings is key when it comes to creating, when it comes to tapping into either your fear riddled life or your God-bodied mind. Now, your fear-riddled life will have you moving so fast that you forget that you're a God-body mind that could create with magical, mystic, alchemy power. And you can acquire everything you've thought of, and even beyond that, everything you haven't thought of. Okay? Perfect example, Emma Rain. From what she says, she didn't even want a store in the beginning. She was selling her stuff from her house with no problem. And I even think I mentioned to her something about I see her with all of her supplies to where the point where she don't have to keep none of her supplies at home, but she has a place where she keeps her stuff stored. And I can see all the stones and stuff that she'll keep in her inventory. And that's how come I know I'll always fuck with Emma, because when it comes to her magical execution, she plays no game. Some people fake that shit. And even she said, oh, I didn't even want to deal with the store, da 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 da. But she has her store now. She didn't even her, and she's high level to me of realizing your dreams and reaching your goals and helping people out there and people listening to you and actually being changed by your spiritual practice. And she even said she didn't want a store, and now she has a store. So know that when you learn to interpret your God mind, you can reach levels that you haven't even fathomed, you guys. You haven't even fathomed. And it's all about intake and outtake. Let's go back to the graph. Intake is what comes from your oversoul and all the different layers. And trust me, babies, there are a lot of layers of energies that we could be talking about. Represents the oversoul and the many different layers of oversoul and God energy you tap into to tap into your mind to have your epiphanies. Okay? And when you tap into the oversoul, Akashaic records, God, body, mind, this is when the epiphanies come. But remember, the outside world is always going to put you against tapping into your third eye, against tapping into your God, against moving forward on a beautiful, balanced, high frequency. So know that you have many powers against you to keep sleeping, to keep resting, to keep unknowing. And for as long as you keep, and you know you're unknowing when your chakra bodies are off. You know you're unknowing when you're negative and angry. You know you're unknowing when you found out you had a cuss and did nothing about it. You know you are off balance when just things are not going how they're supposed to go. When you're not feeding this earth, when you're not tapping into nature, and this is where protection comes in. Once you learn to protect your holy grail, which is this spiritual, strong being having a human experience, a human negative experience, then only then your strong being having a human experience, a human negative experience, then only then you'll be able to tap into your God power. You know, you have to keep your energies up. You have to keep your mind up. You have to keep your circle on high level as possible. Because let's go back to the map. For every one person you meet, there are a couple of souls that you and energies that you are dealing with. And spiritually off stalkers are one of them on multiple levels. Now, the many ways you can protect yourself. Keeping a healthy body and exercising is a great way where you can keep yourself balanced. Also, tapping into your oversoul and allowing by meditation the downloads that are sent to you in so many ways. So many ways. It's not just one way of meditating. I believe there's 102 masculine ways of meditating, but there's only one feminine way of meditating, but that's another video. Tapping into your internal reservoir of power and having a beautiful balance of it. And expressing your synergistic power within through your feelings and doing it wholeheartedly, but not on the side of confusion, but on the side of self-supremacy. Okay, now this right here, it's red for a reason on the inside. This is your action, how you react to the negative, and this is your environment. This is your environment. And your environment can play a part, not only in your physical, but in your mental life, to the point where it's either extracting from you, outtaking, or intaking from you, which is intaking, which is up here from the oversoul, and outtaking, which is here, releasing with your body how you feel about that particular situation that you are dealing with. This could be or good or bad. So can this. It's how you tap into your chakras and how your mind interprets your outside experience. So how are you tapping into your outside experience? How are you registering your daily life experiences? Now I'm hungry. Oh my God. You guys, don't forget it. How do you protect yourself? You do awesome things like making sure your internal body is taken care of. I'm drinking a beautiful mixture of ginger, lemon, and cayenne pepper because, like I told you, I just graduated from an initiation and I'm about to go into a couple of more initiations. And I want to be fully prepared when Ogun handles me. And drinking ginger water, grate the ginger, water, lemon, and cayenne pepper. That shit will clear your system and have you feeling good on the inside. And it washes out any of maybe the animal eating that you do on a daily basis. Okay? Your mind transmutations. Are you on the fear and confusion side, feeling as if you're going to die and you're not going to be able to move forward in life, and you're scared of that motherfucker who won't fucking stop calling? You scared of that motherfucker who says, oh, I'm going to pay someone to put some magic on you. Okay, you do that. Trust me. You go ahead and do that. Be in that fear, or are you going to implement action and take care of what needs to be done, whether it's pay someone or do it yourself to handle your garbage? Or are you going to be God body and God mind and figure out the best way you can to deal with that current issue? We are all unique souls having experience. It's up to you to create your universe. It's up to you. It's your power. Once you learn how to manipulate that power with nature, with mind, with secret doors and codes untold, codes that are not shared with just anyone, then you can't be fucked with. Because when it comes to initiates, there's just a certain level of knowledge that you know. And I believe in do no harm unless motherfuckers are trying to do harm to you. I know this was a long video, you guys, but I believe I touched base on all of the aspects of spiritually off stalkers. Do not be afraid of them. Because I'm one of those high priestess that I love to look fear in the eye and be like, yeah, survive that bitch. I love fear. It's one of the reasons why I moved to Hawaii. I don't fuck with water. I hate fucking water. But because I'm a master, I'm going to master that bitch. I'm going to master that bitch. And I'm going to become your Moja. Me and your Moja are getting to know each other. I really don't fuck with your Moja too much, but me and your Moja is getting to know each other. Face your fears, you guys, because that's the only way you become a master. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This has been another episode of A Beautiful Circle of Love with High Priestess Ishera on SOS, Spiritually Off Stalkers. They do exist, you guys. But now after watching this video, you know how to deal with them. I'll speak to you soon.